Dwarf Fortress and try to, you know, continue to live and expand our beautiful fortress as much as possible. Try and, you know, get all that good stuff. So, yeah, we're back here again. Last time we had some issues. We had a couple of zombie invasions. They weren't very threatening, really. They were kind of pathetic, actually. But we had some zombie invasions anyway, and now we, you know, we've also had a forgotten beast arrive in our fortress as well. Quite a dangerous one, actually. It's killed a couple of our dwarves already. So, yeah, we have the entirety of the caverns locked off, which is unfortunate because that's where we were mining stuff. You can see here that we've got all of our cassiterite and sphalerite and all these other kinds of, you know, metals down here, which we're going to need to make some, you know, just kind of stuff. So, yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but we are going to be able to fix this, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get rid of the Forgotten Beast. We're going to try and recover the corpses, and, you know, try and sort that all out so that we can get back down here and continue mining, because we are going to need to make some copper, because otherwise, you know, we've had some quote-unquote zombie invasions, but they haven't really been much of an invasion. I mean, what we've had, I think we've had like a couple of zombies show up and then disappear after a bit when they get fed up with waiting. So we do need to do something about that. Why have we got a dead dog? Oh my god, okay, we've got some stray corpses, which is unfortunate. I think what we're going to do then real quick is just put a corpse stockpile outside somewhere. Probably over... right, where is it? Corpse stockpile. Why? Yeah, let's just put a corpse stockpile. I don't know, just somewhere that's like out of the way, I guess. Actually, down into this kind of crevice would do. Just put a corpse stockpile there. Oh, it doesn't want to build one. Not sure why that's being kind of funny. Let's just see if we can. No? Oh, is it because it's considering this a murky pool? Okay, that might be why. In that case, then we'll just stick them up outside here. Then I don't want them to be near the entrance. I don't want dwarves to be going out and seeing the corpses on the regular. So we're just kind of gonna we'll put them over here. I think for now, yeah, we'll put a corpse stockpile over there, and then they'll move that donkey corpse outside. The specific reason that donkey corpse is there is it's starved to death. It happens, you know, like we lose donkeys, they starve to death, we don't butcher them because we're lazy. But yeah, we are going to have to deal with this Forgotten Beast. Now, the way that we can deal with it would be to set up some kind of trap, right? So what we need to do is to see whether we have any rope. So we're going to need a rope somewhere. And we're also going to probably need to set up... Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. I think what we'll do then is, if we're on this level here, what we could do would be to have a corridor that goes up from here, and maybe this way, and then we could have like a chamber here. We could have like a chamber here, right? And then what we do is we put a rope in the middle of here, and as soon as we then open up the as soon as we open up this drawbridge, the Forgotten Beast should eventually path into the fortress. But what it will do is it will path towards the towards this, because we're going to put like an animal in there. Hey Goose, welcome. Yeah, it has been a while. I haven't been streaming as much as I ought to, but you know, it is Friday, and I do want to make sure that I am at least doing this on Fridays. You know, I want to make sure that I am at least doing like the bare minimum for people who are watching, because I don't stream as much as I ought to. I'm kind of lazy with it at the moment, which is not great. Kind of need to be more active and do more, you know, make more content and stuff. But yeah, yeah, and I mean, we've got an interesting fortress as well. I mean, this is a pretty interesting location. Okay, they put some corpses up here already. What kind of corpses are these though? Oh. Oh, okay, yeah, I know. Those are the corpses of the humans that got smashed by the zombie, I guess. Petitions available. We're going to deny that for now. I don't want any... we don't need anybody else to go into the caverns or anything like that. Okay, so let's have a look down here though. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig this out here, and then we're going to build a restraint inside this room, and then we're going to set up some more bridges. So we're going to need to have another bridge here, like right here, right? We're going to have a bridge right here. So we will make this one out of we'll make this one out of wood again. We'll just keep making that out of wood. It's good enough material. And then we're going to need another bridge just up here, and that one's going to raise in that direction. And we'll make this one out of citron wood logs as well. And yeah, we then want to have a chain or a rope here. We've got one pigtail rope left, so we'll put that right there. Yeah, this is a fairly new fort. This is this fortress is in the Field of Sorcerers. This is the third stream I've done of this fortress. So we played about 4 hours of this fortress so far. It's not in a particularly dangerous location necessarily, though actually it kind of is. It's a savage biome, so we do get giant animals, and we're going to get some animal people who will show up at the fortress eventually. We also neighbour goblins, so we're neighbouring goblins. We also neighbour elves and humans, but other than that, it's a temperate biome, right? So it's not like particularly dangerous in that respect. We don't have, we don't have the kind of like evil biome. It's not reanimating or anything like that. But there is something that's kind of unique about this location. There's something that kind of distinguishes this location from basically any other place in Dwarf Fortress that I've ever seen before. And let me just show you that real quick. Let me show you what's unique about this place. So if we go to the civilization screen, you can see all of our neighbours, right? And if we go across here, we've got a goblin pits. There's some more goblin pits over here, the usual kind of stuff. We've also got some elves. There's the elven forest retreats over here. So yeah, there's some dwarves. Nothing that interesting. But what if we turn on holdings? You can see there's actually some smaller civilizations near us as well. There's quite a few of them. And in fact, we're at war with 3 of them. So why don't we hover over them? The Goblin Tower of Wainstole. The Elven Tower of Sweet Rain. The Goblin Tower of Ruthless Menaced. The Goblin Tower of Doom Action. There's a couple of Elven Forest Retreats there as well. There's an Elven Tower. There's a Dwarven Tower. There's another Elf Tower. I counted them, yeah, I counted them. There are 9 necromancers within at least 2 days travel distance from the location of this fortress. 9 different necromancer towers. So, yeah, it's we've got some interesting neighbours, to say the least. We've got some interesting neighbours. Yeah. That dwarven art tower sure is loaded with artifacts. Yeah, I think I have a feeling that all the towers have lots of artifacts in them, but we know about the dwarven ones because it's a dwarf one. I think that's the only reason we can see that there's so many artifacts in that tower. I'm going to guess that it's to do with like civilization knowledge. Oh yeah, they're all pretty friendly. We have had some scuffles, some misunderstandings. There's been a little bit of Okay, let's just pause the game real quick. There's been a little bit of misunderstandings going on. We've had some run-ins with a few of them, but it's been mostly amicable so far. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's load up Dwarf Therapist. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about is that we've only had 1 migration wave, and it was a really tiny migration wave. So I'm hoping that doesn't. I'm hoping we are going to keep getting dwarves because we are going to need a lot more. We only have 10 dwarves in the fortress. We've lost 2 dwarves already as well. We lost 2 dwarves to the Forgotten Beast, which is also why I think we're not building the bridge at the moment. Okay, what is it that we need for this bridge building? Architecture. We do have an architect dwarf. He should be doing it. Okay, so if we go to report, no, we want you here. So, it might be because he's a farmer. He might be busy farming. Let's just read that. Yeah, he's currently planting seeds. I'm gonna have to set just basically every useless dwarf in the fortress to be. In fact, we'll set a whole bunch of our dwarves just carpenters, just to be architects for the time being. Hey, Avenue, welcome. Yeah, no, it was planned for today. Started a little bit later than I usually would start. Like, I'd normally want to start about 7, so we're a bit late. But other than that, yeah, we're going to start. So I'm hoping to go for about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, depending on how it goes. But yeah, Goost, if you want to catch up with this, the other parts of this are all on YouTube. So I've been uploading all of the Dwarf Fortress streams to YouTube now. So you can catch up on this fortress, and you can also catch up on the one before this. So if you want to find out what happened to the Sea Fortress, then that's all on YouTube as well, the entire thing. And I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube. I'm going to try and make an effort to make sure that I'm getting these uploaded relatively quickly. Not like immediately afterwards. We're not going to do it immediately after I finish, but yeah, they're all just going on YouTube at the moment. Okay, so what we got here, we're going to have to put an animal here. We have got a bunch of dogs. We got a bunch of cats. I don't really want to lose any of those dogs, though. We got some puppies, kitten. Wait, we got a cave crocodile? Have we got a cave crocodile in a cage somewhere? Okay, maybe. Right. We need to do it with one of our tame animals as well. We're gonna put a puppy on it. We'll put puppy. All our puppies are female. Okay, whatever. We're gonna assign a puppy to that chain or to that rope. So yeah, we're just currently building these bridges. We're gonna assign the puppy to that chain. Our water buffaloes are starving. We should probably just butcher them, honestly. Because like what I'd be waiting for normally is for like a migration wave to show up, and then I'd assign a dedicated butcher. But yeah, we've had one migration wave since this fortress started. It might also have something to do with the fact that there's a shitload of necromancers near our fortress. I think that can affect like the kind of immigration you get. We should see anyway. This will be year 2, so we should expect in spring, which is going to be in I think about 11 days in Dwarf Fortress time. We should expect to see a big migration wave. That's when we'd expect to see it. So we'll know whether something's up or not, depending on whether we get a massive migration wave. So yeah, that guy's chaining the puppy there. That guy's storing that stray lamb. That guy's meditating on jewels, planting seeds, brewing drinks, drinking, storing items, and okay, so he is constructing that bridge. We should also probably, we're going to need to put a bunch of levers up. We might as well just stick them in here, right, in this kind of gap. So we're going to need at least 2 there. I think we're going to need more mechanisms as well. Let's just construct 20. And we can cancel this as well. We can't actually make brass at the moment. We have made a little bit of brass, but we can't make any more. Just because we don't have access to the materials at the moment. It's all locked away in the caverns, so we're going to have to set up this trap in order to contain, at the very least, contain the Forgotten Beast. I don't think it has any kind of breath or anything like that either, so it doesn't look like it's a syndrome inducing Forgotten Beast, which means that if we lock it up, there is the potential for us to do target practice on it. In fact, what we could do is we could set that up. We could set that up now. So if we just grab along here like that, and then we go down. Actually, what I would want to do would be to do it like this, so that we have lots of corners. Yeah. Like that. Yeah, we could do it like that, and we then want this all to be smoothed on that edge. There's going to be the potential for us to be able to shoot at it, target practice, potentially even butcher it for lots of materials. So how is everybody anyway? I'm sure it'll probably be a bit before more people turn up. I mean, Jake's streaming at the moment as well. He's doing his Frostpunk stuff, which is really cool. That the new expansion for Frostpunk looks great. I need to play more of the original one though. Like, I've barely played any Frostpunk. I think I played like less than 2 hours of that game. I think I streamed a bit of it. It was pretty embarrassing. Like, I just don't have the fortitude for a game like that. I don't think. You know, I tend to treat my. Okay, let's have a look. Wait, what? Hold up. What the hell happened? Holy shit! Okay, so yeah, the Forgotten Beast is dead. That means that this whole fucking system of bridges and pulleys and shit that I'm setting up is entirely pointless now. The Forgotten Beast has been killed. It's been killed by a troglodyte. I don't know if the troglodyte's still alive either. No, the troglodyte is also... No, shit, the troglodyte's still alive, yeah. This one here, this troglodyte here killed it. Smosmakuk, a savage man-like cave creature. Her broad ears are splayed out, her head is extremely narrow, her nose bridge is concave, her pale pink eyes are slightly rounded, her hair is buff, her skin is pale pink. Hold on a second, I want to know what that name means. Let's jump back to it again. Where is it gone? Go to here, pause that real quick. No, it's not it. I always forget how to check these. This is like, I think it's O? No, it isn't. Or is it U? No. A, B, C, D, R, D, O, U, J, M, S, N, W, H, P, I, Q. It's not Q. Is it V? Release lurched. There we go. Okay. It doesn't look like he's particularly wounded as well. I mean, it's gonna live, actually. I think he's gonna live, so... Yeah, holy shit. This troglodyte here became famous. It's a famous troglodyte. That's why it's got a name, by the way. So, like, if a troglodyte or if a creature does something that is, like, memorable enough, then it can actually enter into the Dwarf Fortress's memory, and then it becomes, like, a special event within the game. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Though it does mean that I wasted a whole bunch of time. Also, why haven't they gotten rid of that corpse yet? It's really irritating. I hate it when they refuse to do corpse orders like that. We do have a stockpile for corpses, so they should put the donkey corpse in there. We might need a refuse stockpile. That might be the reason. Let's just put a small one over here. Yeah, there's loads of miasma over here because basically there is this donkey corpse here. It's like a rotting donkey corpse inside the temple, and I need them to just get rid of it. But at the moment, they're not putting it into the corpse stockpile. Okay, actually, there's a what we'll do. We'll set up a dump zone. We'll set up a proper zone for dumping shite. Seeing as how we went through all this effort to build this area over here, perhaps we could use this as a dumping ground as well. I also don't know why this... Oh, we don't have any carpentry either. Good grief, we don't have any carpenter anymore. Yeah, this guy is a wood crafter. He can be a carpenter as well. He can be our carpenter now. Okay, yeah. We've gone through the effort of like building a little bit over here. So why don't we set up a dumping zone over here, and we're just going to yeah, I think we'll just make like an indoor one. That's fine. We'll dig out a little room here, and yeah, it'll be that big. Actually, no, hold on. Okay, why don't we just make the garbage dump over here? So this is where the bedrooms are. So we can dig this out a little bit down here. And normally we do the bedroom pattern that we have. So we have like a particular pattern for bedrooms. So if I am trying to think about how we would do it. So we dig out bedrooms like this. Oh, actually, we can make this into the garbage dump, couldn't we? Yeah. Aha, that works. Okay, cool. No, it doesn't work. Bollocks. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about the best way to make like a garbage dump, because I just want like a hole in the ground where I can throw stuff, and I don't want it to interfere with anything else that I'm building. I don't want it to get in the way of anything or anything like that. I could always dump stuff into the caverns. That's always a possibility. Actually, what we could do would be to do it over here. So, yeah. The reason I don't want to dump stuff into the caverns particularly is just because that means you then run the risk of having stuff crawl up the caverns. Like, if you then again, hatches are usually pretty safe, I think. We could do it here. Yeah. No. Sod that. Right. Okay, we'll do it up here. We'll do it up here. We're going to have like a garbage dump here, and this is just going to be an area for us to put corpses in, that kind of stuff. We're going to channel this down here, and we'll do it a couple layers down. This is just to prevent miasma. You can see it here on the screen, right? Like, you can see where there's all this miasma. That's just where there's loads of corpses. When the Forgotten Beast was in the caverns, it went on a fucking spree. It just slaughtered everything. We're going to open up the caverns again in a second, and then we're going to continue making metals. So we're going to continue making brass, and we're going to start making bronze as well. Oh, spring has arrived. That means we should get migrants soon, I hope. We're still good for drinks, we're still good for food, although we don't have any variety in food. We don't have any variety in drinks. Our dwarves are going to get pissed off about that eventually. Okay, and then what we want here is we just want a door here. So we got plenty of doors. We'll use one of our gneiss doors. We've only got one left. And you can see here we're getting loads of messages about animals starving to death. I'm still hoping that a migration wave will appear soon, because if it does, we just assign a dwarf to be a butcher, and then he's going to be our permanent butcher. I don't want to mess around with the dwarves that I've got at the moment. I don't really want to be reassigning people for that kind of stuff at the moment. Okay, so we've channeled this down here. So yeah, we then just want to channel. We just want to keep channeling down, basically. We're just going to dig a pit. Yeah, like that. And it's connected to the cavern layer, so we can then get the mining dwarf back out again. Yeah. Cool. Oh, actually, it looks like our dwarf has some skill in mining, so that meant he was able to just climb out, which works for us. In fact, he's gone back down again. I'm not sure why. Was he grabbing stone from down there? Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, we're going to need a hatch. We'll make one out of rock, so we'll just make a rock hatch cover. We'll make 5 of them just in case we need any more at any point. It's always good to just make like a whole bunch of them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this and make this into a zone, which is under I. We'll just designate... I think we designate the area around it, so like that, and then we'll just make this into a dump. I'm gonna have to check this out real quick. I always forget this one. Okay, yeah. So we just get rid of the middle tile. Actually, just I'm going to remove that real quick, and we'll just redesignate it again. Yeah, I'll. Okay, I'm being picky about this. I actually don't need to be as anal about this as I am being. Yeah, we'll just do it here, and then we designate that as a garbage dump. They'll throw crap down that hole, and then it means that we can, you know, so we just go up here, we go to the donkey corpse that's sitting in our, although it looks like someone's finally taking it outside, but still, we now have a garbage dump zone as well, which is going to be really useful. We should also have those bridges finished. Yeah, the bridges are finished. We're going to link the bridges up to these levers here. So that one's going to be... actually, no, I don't want it to be that way. I want the bridge to be linked to the lever that is closest to it. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. So they're going to link those up, and then that means that we can close those bridges, and we've got a way to contain any forgotten beasts that might arrive in the fortress. And the last but not least part we need to do here is we need to designate and... No, it's not under P. Designate capital F, carve in fortifications. And we're just going to carve that into fortifications. So yeah, I don't know if you can follow what I'm doing here. I don't know if people are following like exactly what I'm aiming for here. The idea is that basically when a forgotten beast arrives in the fortress again, we can close the caverns temporarily, but then we can close this bridge here, which will seal off the entire fortress, right? We can then open up the caverns, and what should happen is the forgotten beast should be able to path its way to this puppy, right? The forgotten beast will be like, oh shit, it's a puppy, I love killing shit, I'm gonna go find the puppy and kill it. And because it should be the only creature that it can find, other than just what's in the caverns already, which it should have probably already killed at this point, it'll eventually make its way up this here, once we open this drawbridge, up here and into here, and then once it's in here, we can lock it inside. Once it's inside and killing the puppy will die. So we are going to have to keep loading this. But at the same time, what we've got here is we've got a line of fortifications, which means that we can... Oh god, actually, I've got a brilliant idea. We could set up... we could set up some ballistas. We could set... Oh man, I just had like a big brain genius idea. Holy shit, I can't believe I didn't think of this. Until now. How many tiles along is this? Is this 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, that's unfortunate. But we could set up 2 ballistas. So we have like a ballista here. And we have one... Yeah, okay. That's I think that's a really cool idea. But we need to take some precautions with this as well. So we don't want to mine this one out here. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, the puppy will die. I'm sorry, Avenue. Sacrifices have to be made, though, and puppies are pretty expendable. We can always get more of them. That is not the announcement I was hoping for. A kobold thief has arrived at our fortress. But they've been spotted immediately and they've run away. In fact, 2 of them, in fact. We've had 2 kobold thieves at the same time. But they were spotted immediately and they ran away. Okay, so this might look a little bit convoluted, but what I'm doing here is we're now setting up a chamber where we can stick a whole bunch of ballistas. So we can have 2 ballistas in this room, right? So we can go workshop here. We'll designate a spot for them, although they won't be built yet because we don't have any dwarves assigned to that labour. In fact, we probably don't have the materials necessary to build one yet. Ah, come on! Just when I got excited, I thought, hey, finally, some migrants have arrived. It's only the sodding elves. The sodding elves are showing up again. Christ almighty. Well, it looks like the elves are here to trade with us, and so we're going to trade with the elves as we always do. What kind of price do you reckon we're going to be at? What kind of things do you reckon we're going to be selling to the elves today, I wonder? My Twitch is acting up again and I can't seem to fix my black screen problem, so you narrating the announcements is greatly appreciated. Fair enough. I'm mostly just frustrated. Like, it's a real pain in the ass when you don't get any migrants. Like, it makes this incredibly difficult because, you know, I don't want to... I'd rather have too many dwarves than not enough dwarves, you know? Migrants welcome. That's how we do things in this Dwarf Fortress. Alright, the bridges are all linked up, which means it's now safe to open the lever and we can go back into the caverns. We also now want to prepare a graveyard as well. We did dig out a room that was going to be where our dining room was, but we don't have time to build that right now. So in fact, I think what we'll do... Actually, can we make some brass coffins? Yes, we can. We can make some coffins out of brass. This is year 2, Zip. This is year 2. So, we had one migrant wave. It was a really small one. I'm hoping that we get another one. If we can reach about 30 dwarves, 30 to 40 dwarves, that's kind of like what I'd like to be at. Yeah, let's make 2 sarcophagi out of brass. And we also want to smelt more brass using ores, and we were going to make 17. We made 20 originally, but we had to cancel the order. Petitions. So a whole bunch of shitheads want to arrive in our fortress now to eradicate monsters, and because we've opened the caverns, I'm going to allow them to stay in our fortress. Just because, like, yeah, we got barely anyone in our fortress, so having some... it's a hammer dwarf, a human lasher, and a human pikeman. We'll accept all of these. They're all going to die in the caverns, so... Isn't it hard-coded when they come in the beginning years? I read something about that, but I am not sure. It used to be that way, as far as I'm aware. It used to be that way, but I don't think that it is anymore. I know that you are always guaranteed to get at least 1 migrant wave. I think you might be guaranteed to get 2, which is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we're guaranteed to get at least a 2nd migrant wave. There is a possibility that our civilization is a dead civilization. So that might be an issue. It might be that... Yeah, no, we should be guaranteed the first 2 migrant waves. You're always guaranteed the first 2 migrant waves. It's the 3rd one and everyone after that that's influenced by your civilization and fortress wealth. If we have a look at our civilization screen here, you can see that this is a massive world, right? And we go to our holdings. So these are all the different civilizations that exist in the world. Some of them are... so you can see here, for example, this is the Elven Forest retreat up there, really far to the north. There's human civilization here. Our fortress is located here. But you'll notice that nothing else on the map has a blue border, right? Because the border tells you basically what status it is. These red ones here we're at war with. We're at war with the red ones. So these goblin towers we're at war with at the moment. But there doesn't seem to be any other member of our civilization. We're the only fortress in our civilization that exists. There aren't any hamlets. There aren't any other parts of our civilization. There are other dwarf civilizations. We are pretty close to some of them as well. So this one here, you can see that this is there's a massive dwarf fortress here. Population 750 dwarves, and you can see as well are these hillocks. There's loads of dwarves living in the surrounding area. So there's over 1,000 dwarves living on this mountain. But we aren't a part of that civilization. Our civilization is called the Young Boulder of Flukes, and I have not been able to locate any other member of this civilization. So I think that our civilization at the moment only has 1 site, and that 1 site is our fortress. So, yeah. Well, if they appoint one of our dwarves as monarch, then you'll know you are the last holding of your civilization. Well, interestingly enough, interestingly enough, although she isn't here at the moment, it doesn't seem, we did get an announcement about the consort visiting our fortress as well. This is something I might need to check in Fortress View anyway. But before we get into that, it seems that the elves have arrived. They've come to our fortress with our goods, and you know, in the interest of fairness, in the interest of fair play, free trade between nations and civilizations, obviously, we want to trade with the elves on fair and equitable terms. So, what do you reckon is a fair price to pay for the goods that the elves bring with them? Well, let's have a look at the kind of goods that they bring with them. They brought an alligator in a cage. That's pretty cool. They got a bird in a cage. They got a toad. Not really that useful. A bunch of wooden barrels, some wooden buckets, some swords made out of wood, some coats, some long jute skirts, rope reed brails, a bunch of wooden arrows, some necklaces. Yeah, nothing really that interesting, honestly. Pay them in cold hard steel, pointed at their throats. I think that's a good suggestion. Honestly, I think the price I'm willing to pay for all of these goods is precisely 0. So we will offer them nothing, and in exchange we will take everything. I think that is fair and equitable. So let's see how the elves react to this. Let's seize all of their goods. Take what you wish, I cannot stop you. Yep, I don't think you can. So goodbye, have a good day. Thank you for bringing your goods, and you know, hopefully you'll be with us again in spring, where we'll be able to do some more trading. A giant toad? No, it's actually just a toad. It's not even a giant one. So yeah, kind of pointless. You can see here now that the dwarves are back in the caverns. They're all coming down to like remove corpses and stuff like that. You can also see where our explorers are exploring the caverns for us. It's kind of useful because they will open up areas. They'll find areas and stuff like that. So, how is our brass sarcophagi quest going on? We do have it. We should have a dwarf assigned to making. Yeah, we have got a furnace operator. He is also doing metal crafting. So. Though actually, do we have a metal crafters for him? We have a wood furnace and a smelter, but we don't have a. Yeah, we don't have a. Where's it? Do we metalsmith's forge? Imagine how many pelts you need from a toad to make clothing. I don't even think you can butcher a toad. I have a feeling that toads count as vermin. So if that's the case, then I don't think you can even butcher them. Or at least I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Can you butcher vermin? Yeah, the only vermin that you can butcher are creepy crawlers, which we don't have access to. Yeah, we don't have access to creepy crawlers, so we can't even butcher those. They only appear in evil biomes. This isn't an evil biome. You might think that it is, considering the location and who our neighbors are, but yeah. We do have a shitload of cave. Look how many cave drowthers we got, by the way. We got a shitload of drowthers. We could start training these, but again, it's something that I don't want to do until I've gotten a migrant wave, because I don't want to divert my dwarves from important tasks until we got like. Who are my neighbors? Well, I've already shown this. I'll show it again. This is my fortress here. We've got a lot of neighbors. You can see here. To our west, we've got a goblin dark pit, and to our northwest, we've also got another dark goblin pit. You know, goblins, that kind of stuff. We've got some elves, elven forests, who we've been trading with. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that we were trading with them just a second ago. We've also got some dwarves from a different dwarven civilization to our west as well. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, there are some other neighbours as well, though. There's a Necromancer Tower. There's a second Necromancer Tower. There's a third Necromancer Tower. There's a fourth Necromancer Tower. There's a fifth Necromancer Tower. There's a sixth Necromancer Tower. There's a seventh Necromancer Tower. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of Necromancers near us as well, which is you know, fun, kind of. So yeah, we are in the Field of Sorcerers. That's the name of this location actually. Like, if we look at the civilization screen, you'll see that this continent here, this area that we're located in is called the Field of Sorcerers, and we are surrounded by sorcerers, i.e. necromancers. So I think that's really appropriate. It's a good example of Dwarf Fortress generating an actually good name for a civilization. Although, like, immediately next to us, have you noticed what the name of this ocean is, by the way? The ocean is called the Wet Water. The entire ocean is just called the Wet Water. So yeah, sometimes, you know, it's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes you get good names, sometimes you don't, so... Yeah, I think there are a few necromancers around, just a handful. Perhaps. Okay, we are making brass bars, or we should be anyway. I don't think we've had any announcements saying that we can't. We are lacking food storage items. But yeah, our metalsmith should be on that once he's constructed this building. Actually, let me just check Dwarf Therapist to see what our metalsmith is doing. No, it's not Dr. Cal, is it? It's Heart of Gold. Heart of Gold, he's a wood burner. He might be wood burning? No. Oh no, he's currently constructing a building, so he must be just getting the materials from somewhere. A gremlin. Whatever, it's gonna get away. It might be caught by one of the wares that we got in the monster slayers that we got down in the caverns. Maybe one of them will catch it. I don't think it's stolen anything. I made a moat around my base in a zombie area. Don't do that. They all fell in and wouldn't stop moaning and scaring the shit out of my dwarves. Yeah, yeah, water doesn't really stop the zombies in this game, does it? Yeah, either that or you need to make your moat out of lava. That would have also fixed the problem, I think. So, you know, that's another thing to consider, making a moat out of lava. Alright, hopefully he gets this done. I want to make like an entire dining room out of brass. That's what I'm kind of thinking at the moment. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm just waiting for my dwarf to actually do what he's supposed to do and focus on that. So, yeah, we also wanted a hatch cover, didn't we? Yeah, H, floor hatch. Stick that up here. We'll use marble because it's more valuable. And we'll also smooth this wall down here. Okay. Right, so what are all of our dwarves up to anyway? We got a shitload of troglodytes in the caverns still. Did that other troglodyte die? Oh, it's been removed from the list anyway. It's either died or it's gone somewhere else. We got a Gorlak and a giant mole captured as well. That's really cool. Oh, actually, I think the troglodytes are fighting the hammer dwarf. Yeah, you can see the hammer dwarf there. One of our monster slayers is just beating the shit out of troglodytes. Holy shit! A ligament has been bruised and a tendon has been bruised. Oh man, I can see like the limbs flying everywhere. What kind of limbs are these? Troglodyte teeth. He's just smashing these troglodytes in the face with his hammer. So yeah, that's cool. Oh, he's been killed though, has he? Yeah, okay, the hammer dwarf failed. He got swarmed to death by troglodytes. Kind of irritating, actually. I have a feeling that that dwarf there is going to go and he's going to go and try and grab some stuff off them. Yeah, or make make an atom smasher. Yeah, it really makes you think. Okay, we've still got plenty of drinks. We've still got plenty of all that kind of stuff. We got a whole stockpile of troglodyte corpses as well, which is really cool. You know, I definitely need all those troglodyte corpses. Right. So how's this going on? Still not done with that. Is it just taking him a long time to construct? Oh, actually, I think I know why it's taking him so long to do it. It could be that he has to get the anvil from somewhere. Well, no, actually, what is he constructing? Oh, okay, he's constructing the... Oh, right, okay, yeah, I got it. It's because I had all these orders set up to make cage traps, and they're still doing that. So that's what he's doing at the moment. He might have mechanics enabled. I'm going to disable that if he's got it enabled. Because I don't want him to do that. I want him to focus on making us... Yeah, he's got mechanics enabled, so I'm going to tell him not to do that anymore. We have a dwarf dedicated to mechanics, so yeah, he can go construct the anvil, more important. Meat is back on the menu. Dwarves won't eat troglodyte. A dwarf wouldn't eat troglodyte.
Thank you very much.
Mr. GTEK, thank you for the follow as well. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, no, a dwarf wouldn't eat troglodyte, right? Like a troglodyte corpse is not something that can be butchered because yeah, they're considered sentient. Oh, actually, you know what isn't considered sentient, by the way? In the rules of Dwarf Fortress, this is a little bit of trivia for you. It's something that's really useful to consider. Yetis are not sentient in Dwarf Fortress, and so if you embark in a biome that's like all the way up here, right, in like a tundra somewhere, you can capture yetis and butcher them, and they're really good to butcher because they produce a shitload of meat. But Dwarf Fortress also has extinction mechanics. This is something that like a lot of people don't. I think isn't appreciated so much because it's kind of something you rarely see, right? Like, so for example, if we kill enough troglodytes in this cavern, then no more troglodytes will spawn in this cavern. They'll become extinct at this location, not across the entire world, just at this location in particular. Yetis have an extraordinarily low extinction limit. I think you have to kill about 5 and then they'll become extinct. Because they're just, I don't know, they're just kind of the way that the game's programmed. So, yeah, they have an extraordinary limit on. Yeah, you can butcher about 5 yetis, and then after that you've killed them all, 5 to 10. But goddamn, they're a really good source of early game meat. Yeti fur as well, yeah, precisely. Must be expensive meat then, yeah. Well, why do you think we don't see any yetis anymore? Obviously. I mean, obviously that's the reason, right? Okay, so we're just carving this out. We're just kind of doing all sorts of junk. I can see, okay, Heart of Gold is actually doing his furnace operating now, which is really cool. He's making the brass bars that we want. Hopefully he's also set up, he hasn't set this up yet. Needs any metal smithing. He does have metal smithing enabled, doesn't he? He's got metal crafting. That is metal smithing. Is he just oh, he's drinking at the moment. Good gravy. Okay. Yeah, we'll, oh, seriously? The fortress attracted no migrants this season. Right. Okay, that's a pain in the arse. That's an absolute pain in the arse. So we've attracted absolutely no migrants this season. Can you somehow artificially breed yetis? You can't train them. They're not trainable animals. You could breed them, I think, if you captured a male and a female yeti. They don't have to be trained in order to breed. You just wouldn't be able to breed them and train them, right? So like you'd have to set up a breeding program and like just have them in cages all the time and only take them out of the cage to butcher them. You can't train them. They're good fighters, yes. They are. They're big. They're big. Yetis are. That's one of the reasons that they're so good for butchering, is because of their size. They're also building destroyers as well, which would make it difficult to maintain any kind of breeding program because they can destroy buildings. So if you were to lock one behind a door, for example, they could destroy the door. So you'd have to use like bridges and stuff like that in order to do it properly. But it is possible. It would 100% be possible. The corpse of Avenue Phil is haunting the fortress at the moment, which is a real pain in the ass as well. We will approve this as well. Right, okay, so we've got a bit of a problem. It seems that our fortress is not attracting migrants, at least not at the moment. There is a way that we can get around this, and there is a way that we can get new dwarves to join our civilization. Or at least new members to join our civilization. Not necessarily dwarves. You can have non-dwarven members of a civilization. In fact, if we were to look at our screen here, you'll see that we've got 3 monster slayers, all of them human. These humans are a member of our civilization. They've joined our civilization, but they're not citizens, which means that we can't tell them to do anything, right? They are not citizens of our fortress. We can't tell them to do anything. So yeah, that's unfortunate. They're monster slayers specifically. Now, when a visitor arrives at your fortress, they can petition to stay, and you can tell them that they're allowed to stay. Certain classes of visitors can eventually apply to become full members of your civilization. They can eventually petition for citizenship. Unfortunately, monster slayers do not fit into the category of people who will ever ask for it, right? So a monster slayer are just not interested in ever becoming citizens. So we need to attract travelers. We need to attract people to come to. We need to attract people to become citizens. So that means that we're going to have to build a couple of things. We're going to build ourselves a tavern to attract people to our fortress so that they can come here, see what a beautiful fortress they've got, come and relax, and yeah, that's what we'll do. So why don't we do that? We're going to set up our tavern, and we're going to have to build one somewhere. We could build it inside the fortress, or we could build it outside the fortress. I'm thinking what we could do would be to build one perhaps above the fortress, or maybe just outside it. Maybe we could build one just outside the fortress wall somewhere. Now, keeping in mind that we are going to be dealing with a lot of zombies, we're going to have zombie invasions constantly. That's going to be something that's going to happen in this fortress. So we need to have a tavern that is defensible. So it needs to be a tavern that we can defend. We need to make sure that we can defend it. In fact, what I'm going to do is, if we start constructing rock blocks, let's say that we construct 50 of them. And then what we'll have then is we'll have our mason dwarf. He's going to start making brass. He's going to start making that. That's cool. Right. They're all going around and doing their business still. Yeah. Hey, welcome Eke. Welcome to the stream. Avenue died because he got hit in the face by a forgotten beast. We've lost 2 dwarves to forgotten beasts. Lots of animals starving, you monster. Yes, they are starving. Normally I would butcher them, but I don't want to reassign any of my dwarves to be butchers. And so I'm just going to let them starve to death. It's really wasteful, I know. I know that we could butcher them and get meat and stuff like that, but to be honest, I'm kind of lazy. So that's my thinking there. So yeah, it's not because of anything in particular. It's literally just because I'm lazy. To be honest, we've got plenty of other animals that we'll be able to butcher down the line. I mean, good grief, look at all these Drowthers we got. Also, the ghost of Avenue Phil is still haunting the state. Is still haunting the fortress. So we need to deal with the ghost situation, which is why I'm hoping. Yes, cool. Right, okay, our brass sarcophagi have been built. We're going to repurpose this room. Originally, this room was going to be a dining room, but we're going to make this into a... a graveyard. We're going to put all of our coffins in here. I think it's H, isn't it? No. Is it capital? No, it's N for burial receptacle. Yeah. Wait, it needs coffin? We should have coffins. Oh, okay, come on, man. Max prioritize that shite. Have we still not built the... Good gravy, man. Why is this not doing it? Why are we not building that? Is it because he's prioritizing furnace operating over building that? It might be. But he still hasn't built it, which is a pain in the arse. Okay, I'm just going to assign a whole bunch of dwarves to be metal crafters. We do have some dwarves who aren't really doing much at the moment, so... Okay, you can do everything except furnace operating. Why don't you feed us? Okay, I did just assign somebody to do... okay, it probably also doesn't help that they're constantly loading traps. Aiden, what are you doing? You're currently storing iron in stockpile. Yeah, that's fine. You're not allowed to do architecture anymore, though. We're not doing any carpentry, are we? JM, brass sarcophagi, construct rock blocks. No, we're not doing any carpentry. Maybe he'll be risen as an undead. Well, I'm hoping that we can avoid that fate. Okay, finally, one of them is building the bloody metal crafters, and that he should now start making the brass sarcophagi as well, hopefully. No, actually, it looks like he's going to go store some stuff in that stockpile first. Right, but he's got the brass. No, he's taking it up there for some reason. What's he doing with the brass? Store item in bin. Okay, cool. He's got the brass. He's going to get some more brass from there. Even more brass. You need 3 bars of brass in order to make 1 coffin. I'm undead already, at least my soul is, yeah. We got our miners just smoothing this out. We're going to engrave it as well. Hopefully we get some good engravings. Hopefully we get some good things engraved on here. In fact, we could designate a particular type of engraving, couldn't we? We've only got 2 miners, and they're the only ones who detail floors. Basilius Bass is storing items in bins. I don't want my miners to ever be storing shite in bins. It's such a waste of their time. Though he doesn't actually have any labor enabled that should make him do that. So I'm not sure why he's doing that. It is a complete waste of their time, though. Okay, we've also got a whole bunch of miasma up here. So let's find this corpse in the pile of miasma. Rotten, yeah, dump. This is the temple, by the way. Like, this is the temple to the gods that we've built, and it's just filled with rotting corpses.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the subscription, Warrior. 3-month subscription. Subscribing with Twitch Prime. Greatly appreciate it. You've now got the green dwarf badge, so yeah, enjoy the badge. Oh, we also got the new emote, by the way. We got the new emote. Finally got that approved, so yeah, you can post Greg Knights in the chat. Although it forces you to engrave a slab to calm the ghost down as you can't bury a corpse. Yeah. Oh, one of the human lasher has died as well, so that's cool. I wonder how he died. Maybe we can find out. Okay. They keep getting into fights with the troglodytes. Is there something dead on the staircase? Oh no, that's just the miasma from the corpses over here. Dump that corpse as well. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, this is why I made the dump zone. So we just dump it all into this hole, and they just sit there forever. Free loot though. Well, yeah. Whenever these humans or whenever these monster slayers die, our dwarves get an opportunity to go claim some new clothing. So that's one of the benefits of it. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. This is really awful. We just need them to hurry up and dump all these corpses. Because the miasma of rock coming off them is going all the way up our staircase, which is really bad. It's gonna make our dwarves miserable. Oh, come on, man. Don't dump it on top of the bloody hatch. You know what? We're just getting rid of the hatch. Sod it. Normally, in other fortresses, I've had to have hatches over the top because there's like the chance that they'll come back as a zombie, but that's not going to happen here. So we can just get rid of the hatch, and then it'll just all drop down into the bit below. I mean, it doesn't strictly speaking matter anyway because we've got the door there, so that'll prevent the miasma from getting through. But yeah, pain in the arse. Okay, so before we put any graves in here, I just want to make sure that the space where the grave's going to go is engraved. So I'm going to quickly highlight this area here just for engraving all the way down here. And what I want to do actually is I'm going to set this spot here to be engraved as well, and we're going to design our own image. We're going to design a new image just to commemorate this this fortress. So I'm thinking what we're going to have is we will have some elves. We're going to have an engraving of some elves. How many elves? Two elves. Image of 2 elves. And let's have some dwarves as well. Two dwarves. X is this is I kind of wanted to commemorate our trade deals with the elves. The kind of trade deals that we've done with the elves so far. I was kind of hoping we could have like X is stealing from Y, but I don't see that up on here. Okay, how about this? I got it. X is making a submissive gesture. The 2 elves. The diamond alchemy is an image of 2 elves and 2 dwarves. The 2 elves are making a submissive gesture. The 2 dwarves are laughing. I quite like that. Okay. Maybe actually. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. Yeah, so we're commissioning a special image there. So we can do that. Hope nobody falls inside whilst they're drunk. Dwarves don't really get drunk. Well, they kind of do, but, you know, I think actually a dwarf is less likely to fall in something if he's drunk. Like, I'd say he's less likely to fall into a hole if he's drunk compared to more likely. Like, when have you ever known, like, a dwarf to get less competent when he's had a bit to drink? It's usually the opposite. The more that they have to drink, you know, the less that they have to drink, the less competent they get. Alright, so we should now have both of these. We're still constructing rock blocks. Why don't we start then making a site for our tavern? And I'm thinking that we should have the tavern maybe over here somewhere? Maybe we want to have it kind of far away from the fortress. So if we go down here, we could have, yeah, what we could do is we could have this come over here, all the way over here. Actually, no, that's risky. Oh my god, I forgot about that book. Right, we'll do it down here. There's a really annoying bug to do with trees, and it can create holes in the walls of your fortress. So we're gonna have to do this in a kind of a weird way. We're gonna mine a shaft all the way down here, and then we're going to channel upwards from here to make a new entrance into the fort. But this is actually going to open up into a tavern. So we're going to build a tavern over here. So if we just mark that by channeling that down, and in fact, actually, what we'll do is we'll do it from here, because we're going to make like a ramp. So we then channel this one here, like that, and yeah, that then connects to the fortress. Yeah, cool. It'll take them a while to do that, though. In the meantime, we need to make sure that we're doing everything else that we need to do. Yeah, we're still doing that. We're still making rock blocks. We're still brewing drinks. We're making brass bars, which is what we're going to be using for materials inside the actual thing itself. It says something... Oh my god. Just dump all these corpses already, please, for God's sake. Yeah, they still haven't dumped these corpses. They'll get on it eventually. This is why I like having lots of dwarves in the fortress. I like having lots of dwarves that aren't doing much at any time, so that if you know you need something dumped in a pond somewhere, then you know you've got a dwarf who's available to do that. Right, okay. It looks like almost all of our monster slayers have died again. They just keep dying. They just keep dying. They go into the caverns. They get into a fight with shitloads of troglodytes. They die. It's kind of pathetic, actually. Oh, we were going to make bronze as well. Oh god, I need to do that as well. Okay, so we've got cassite and sphalerite there. Which one is which? One of them is for making tin. I know that. So cassiterite... Okay, so that's the ore of tin. That's the ore of tin, and sphalerite is the ore for bronze. Sorry, for brass, because that's zinc. Zinc. So we should have tetrahedrite somewhere. It was either tetrahedrite or something else. I can't remember, but we did definitely have. Yeah, that's sphalerite. Sphalerite is. I think that's for zinc. Yeah, zinc. Was it up here then that we had tetrahedrite? I think it was, wasn't it? If we go down here. No, that was more sphalerite. I definitely had tetrahedrite somewhere. Because oh yeah, there we go, tetrahedrite. So we got tetrahedrite on that layer, and there's a little bit down here as well. So we just want to start automatically mining all that tetrahedrite out. Same again over there. And we got loads of mining tasks. It's going to take them a while to do that. Have I just got dwarves not assigned to dumping things? Is that why? Cleaning. Okay, yeah. Okay, it looks like they are finally moving those bloody corpses. Alright, we'll approve that guy's wish to join our civilization. Another monster slayer, he's gonna go get killed by troglodytes. Let's go down here. Yeah. Oh, is this all marble? Oh, peat. We still got plenty of drinks. Hey, Gnaffle, welcome. Yeah, one day the fortress will grow. Well, that's what this corridor is for. We're going to be making a tavern at the end of it. It's just that it's taking a very long time because obviously we've only got 2 miners. One of them is drinking as well instead of actually doing anything useful. So, you know, please get on it. Okay, we need to build a bridge. We need a bridge down here. This will be so that we can lock the entrance to the... let's make this out of blocks. We'll make this out of gneiss blocks. That's just so that we can block the entrance of the tavern where the tavern's going to go, because this is the entrance hallway into the tavern area, and we want to be able to block that. So we want to make sure that you know, nothing can get into the fortress from where the tavern is. So that's just what that's for. I think he's gone up to the surface to do that, but yeah. So we now need to desperately get okay, we need to chop down these trees that surround this. Oh, we don't have a dwarf assigned to do tree cutting anymore, do we? Our woodcutter died. He got crushed to death by a forgotten beast. So we now need to look at making one of our dwarves into a woodcutter. In fact, we have a dwarf set up perfectly for that, and that's Aiden, because Aiden is he's currently our carpenter, our woodcutter, and our woodcrafter, so that's fine. He can do all 3 of those. Hopefully he can find the well, hopefully he can find the pickaxe, it'll be somewhere. We'll then put a lever on this staircase here. Actually, no, we'll put it a little bit down, just over here, and we'll use gneiss mechanisms. What is the value of our fortress, by the way? Oh, we don't have a broker, so I can't even check how much value we've generated in our fortress. Yeah, I'm just having a look here. I'm just having a look a little bit at migration mechanics to see if there's a reason why we haven't. To see if there's a reason why we haven't attracted any migrants. Okay, well, I can't find the answer to that. Let's have a look down here. Yeah, that's being done there. That guy is cutting down trees. He's got no skill in it, so it's going to take him a while to do it. He might also hurt himself, but that's fine. We just need him to cut those down. Who's this bugger? Oh, it looks like we've got another dwarf who's arrived to be a monster slayer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I just think that would be unfortunate. It might just be because of how dangerous the location is. I know that that can have an effect. Maybe they're getting intercepted by the towers on the way here. I wonder if there's any artifacts or anything in here that we could perhaps steal to... Where's that dwarven tower at? This one here. Oh god, look at this place. Yeah, when it says that the population of the tower is 10, by the way, that's really inaccurate. It's not accurate. It only counts the necromancers inside the tower, it doesn't count the zombies. So a necromancer tower can have a population of 10, and then it'll have like 10,000 zombies inside it as well. So yeah, we don't think that just because there's only like a handful of old men inside there with books that it's safe for us to go raid them, because it really isn't. It absolutely isn't at all. I did want to make the walls out of. I want to make the walls out of rock, and then we can perhaps make. Yeah, well, that's why I made all those blocks, wasn't it? Marble blocks. I wanted to make the walls out of blocks, and then we can do the interior floor out of wood. We can have like an interior floor made out of wood, and add blocks on the top. Make the outside a nice big wooden, stone structure. And then down below here we could actually set up some bedrooms, right? So we could set up some bedrooms for people who are coming to the fortress to sleep in. Because you can do that, that's something you can do 100%. Just have like bedrooms to for guests to stay in, and they'll stay in there and sleep where you tell them to sleep. They can rent out rooms, that kind of stuff. Although you don't get any money for it. They don't pay anything to do so, but they can do it. Okay, so what we'll do is up here, marble blocks. Do we just want to wait until we got more marble blocks, or do we want to use like... we'll use marble. We're going to try and use marble for this. In fact, if we go down here, we can go to our workshop here, and if we go to workshop profile, labor restrictions, we can go across to there. We should be able to. No, there is actually a way to make it so that you can only use a particular kind of metal. I think it's in labor restrictions, but I'm not sure how to get across to that. Maybe I can't. Whatever. We'll just let them make blocks out of whatever. I'm not gonna stress too much about that. They'll eventually make marble blocks. I know that there's a way of doing it. I just can't remember what it is at the moment. So yeah, I just want to make everything. Then again, sod it. We'll just make it out of a mishmash of different materials. We'll avoid using mica though, because I think mica is blue, a really obvious sort of blue color. So we'll avoid that, but we'll use all the rest of the blocks. So we can use some gneiss blocks as well. Everybody loves gneiss, so yeah, we'll put some gneiss blocks there. And then this will be like the start of where we are going to make ourselves a little bit of a tavern area. And then we'll put some desert lime wood logs down on the floor. Wooden log floor, always nice. Guaranteed to piss off any elves that arrive in the fortress as well, which is always a good bonus. I mean, honestly, why would you do it any differently, right? So they'll get going on that. Oh, and the other thing I haven't done yet. Okay, yeah, I was gonna place that sarcophagus, wasn't I? We're still being haunted by ghosts. So yeah, let's place a couple of sarcophagi. Though I have a feeling that we've probably got so many dead slayers in the fortress at the moment that we're gonna need more than just 2. So we might have to. In fact, why don't we just queue up some more brass sarcophagi? 8. We'll make 8 more. So 2 times 10 times 30. 30 brass bars is how much it costs us to make all of these sarcophagi, which isn't terribly loads. We got basically infinite brass, and it's a cool material to make stuff out of. So. It's a valuable one as well, so it should definitely help to increase the value of our fortress, which is why I want to make a whole lot of stuff out of brass. It's probably one of the most valuable materials that we've got at the moment. We do have access to silver, so we could make silver stuff, but silver is more useful for military applications. Silver's got quite good military applications. Silver is more valuable than brass. Okay, we got petitions available. Another Monster Slayer wants to join our civilization. We'll approve that. So, Litas the Mat Bomb Wreck, the Monster Slayer is here. We'll designate these for burial, but we don't want pets to be buried in them. And same goes for this one. So they're still smoothing all that down. They have done some carvings on this area here. There's an image of a human traveling, an image of dwarves traveling, an image of dwarves laboring. There's an image of a brush titan smashing an elf in the ear. There's an image of an elf being killed by a brush titan. Yeah, you know, the kind of stuff that you'd like to see inside your tomb. Okay. Right, they're currently doing that. They're currently building outside. That's cool. You can see that they've gotten a little bit of a start on that. We've got a bit of a marble block wall going up here. That dwarf there, that miner, is currently setting down the foundation. Avenue Phil has finally been put to rest. I don't know if you're still here, Avenue, but you can rest easy now. You've finally been buried, as has Ganaffel. So rest in peace to both of you. Brave warriors who got smashed to death by a forgotten beast. Okay, has my soundtrack ended already? No, it's just gone quiet for a bit. Okay, I do want all my dwarves to basically be constructing these buildings as well, because we need to get this done, right? We need to get this done as quickly as possible. So if dwarves are not doing anything, I'd like them to be constructing buildings. That'll speed up the production of this tavern. This tavern is so critical to the survival of our fortress. It's honestly going to be what makes it or breaks it, I think. So we need to make sure that we get this done as soon as possible. So yeah, I don't have time for them to dilly-dally. They just need to get it done. It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, gonna be the same. Nice block there. Yeah, like that. I said I wouldn't use the mica, but honestly, I just want to. I don't really mind if it's like weird colors and stuff, just so long as it's done. That's the main thing. That's like that I want to. I just want this to be done as quickly as possible. Okay. CF, yeah. And then we make all this into the nice, beautiful floor that we've come to expect from our fortress. You know, wooden floors, beautiful. There we go. Okay, cool. So we've designated the entire area that we wanted. Actually, not quite, because we need to just quickly throw down a bit of a wall there, and then why don't we? In fact, what we'll do is we'll just yeah, we'll wall that up there, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna have a bridge here, and then this is going to be how we close the tavern as well, so that if any elves arrive and they want to ask us any questions about our trade deals and to clarify a few things, then here, we'll make this bridge out of brass. We'll make a brass bar bridge as well. So the entranceway to the fortress is the entranceway to this is made out of brass, which is also kind of cool. Yeah, you know, they might want to discuss our trade arrangements. They might want to ask some questions about, like, you know, they might have some questions about it. So I'm just kind of thinking ahead. that. I'm kind of thinking ahead to when that happens. So yeah, we might need to be concerned about that. Also, one of our monster slayers has died fighting troglodytes again. They're just constantly fighting the troglodytes and dying to them. But still, eventually we'll kill enough troglodytes that there aren't any more left. That guy's all the way over there. I'm not sure what he's doing over there. There are plenty of troglodytes near the entrance to our... In fact, we even caged some, I think. Look how many animals we got in these cages. Yeah, you can see where we got some... Oh, a giant cave spider. That's kind of nasty. That's the potential to really fuck things up if we're not careful. Okay, so they're building that down there. Well, we already have made the best trade deals. It's just that they might want to renegotiate some of them. You know, they might decide that actually, after the fact, they don't think that our trade deals are particularly fair, so... That's the only thing that concerns me a little, is whether they change their minds about any of the deals that we've struck, and, you know, they decide that they want to renegotiate with arrows. Yeah, that giant cave spider's a pain in the ass. Also, I think that monster slayer just smashed someone to death. Yeah, there's the giant cave. Oh. Oh no! Wait. Did we capture the cave spider? Yeah, I think we did. I think we caught the giant cave spider in a trap. I didn't think that you could. I didn't think you could capture them. I thought that they were trap immune. I guess though, maybe they got web on it. Either way, that's really useful. Actually, we can actually consider making some. We could consider making some silk production. We could set up a silk farm. That's really cool. That's going to be really useful, actually. So, yeah, I'm quite happy about that. Okay, back on the surface, we see that they are... they suspended the construction on some of these, just because stuff gets in the way, and then they kind of get weird about it. But they're still going. Still doing it. I'm going to tell my miners that they don't have to construct walls anymore just because I want them to go back to mining. They need to mine out that tetrahedrite, but they still haven't done it. So I'm just conscious of that fact. So I'm just going to tell them to quit constructing. No more constructing for the miners anymore. Yeah, there we go. Told them to do that. They're still smoothing stone though, which is the other issue. It takes them so long to smooth stone, but I want them to be good at it. I like to have my miners as stone engravers as well. I think that it's useful. But like this miner here, he's a novice engraver, so he moves at a snail's pace, which is really unfortunate. Which one's this one? This one's oh no, actually Basilius Bass I think is the one that's better at it, so he goes slightly faster, but he still moves at a snail's pace. Pray to Auron. Who's Auron? God, the cavern's just filled with blood, isn't it? What's this creature over here? helmet snake. We've lost so many monster slayers. Alright, they're still making brass bars. He's getting better at it though. He's going to get faster at it, and that means that, you know, he's it doesn't affect how many he makes or anything, just how fast he goes. But he is getting faster at it. You can see how many brass bars we got. We got hundreds of them. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to JM here, and we're going to suspend this for a second. In fact, yeah, let's just delete this. We're cancelling the blast, this task here. We don't want them to make any of those anymore. He's taking too long on it. We got enough brass bars for the time being. Why don't we focus on making those brass sarcophagi? And also making this brass bridge. This needs to be done by somebody. Like literally anybody with architecture enabled. Alright, I'm just telling every dwarf to be an architect. Ah, suspended constructions of the wall. Yeah. Let's make 30 wooden cages as well, because we need more cages to replace the ones that we've gotten full up with junk already. Oh, an axe dwarf. Gonna be useful, maybe. Man, this caverns is expansive. It's a really big caverns. And so close to the surface as well. Like this one's really close to the surface. God, I really want this migrant wave to happen though. That's the only thing that I'm kind of annoyed about. I need this migrant wave to happen so much. Because otherwise this is just going to drag on. It's like it takes so long for us to do anything at the moment just because we don't have any like dwarves to do it. So we're just waiting for things to get done, but we don't have the dwarves to get things done, if that makes sense. Like here, look, like this has barely been smooth still, and that's because we got two dwarves who are mining, and they've also got to do all these other things as well, which, you know, takes time and makes it more difficult. So yeah, it's like hopefully they can just get it done. Hopefully we can get this done, and then I told you to stop brass bars. You shouldn't be making brass bars anymore. Yeah, he shouldn't be making brass bars anymore. We should just be using the brass that we've got in order to make sarcophagi. Sarcophaguses. Coffins. whatever the plural of sarcophagus is. Yeah, they're still going at it. Alright, we've almost got this floor done. We've almost got the floor done. Then we just need tables and chairs. In fact, we could start making brass tables. 10 brass chairs. Oh, brass thrones. Sorry, brass thrones. 10, and that's what we're gonna have some brass thrones, some brass chairs, all that kind of good stuff. And actually, I kind of want to have like a little stockpile area, just to the north of this. Let's remove that construction there. We'll just have like a little stockpile room, so we can put booze in there, so that they got ready access to that booze when they go and, you know, get drunk in this tavern over here. Man, I shouldn't be expanding this. It's gonna make this even more difficult. It's gonna make this take even longer just if I keep adding stuff onto it. And we still got to do a roof over the top of it as well, which is, you know, given how long it's taken us to do just this part, it's going to be another bit of a pain in the ass. We do need an upstairs here. Just do it on the outside. Yeah, upstairs there. What's this music? This music is Age of Empires 2 soundtrack. Also, hey Jake, how you doing? How is the Frostpunk? I saw a bit of it. I've been kind of in and out all day today, so I haven't been able to watch most of it. But it seemed pretty interesting. Exhausted. I can imagine. Now we're kind of having problems at the moment. We're not getting any migrants showing up in the fortress, which means that we have very few dwarves, and it means that we're not able to get a lot done. Fun stuff, but not enough challenge for me. I mean, you've crushed that game though. I mean, I'm trying to think about what you would need to do to that game to make it challenging for you at this point. I suppose you could always. I suppose somebody will think of something eventually, but you have comprehensively crushed that game. So I imagine for most people it would be kind of challenging, but I mean for me it would be. I'm crap at that game. It's been so long since I played it. I think I only played it for about 2 hours. I'm gonna check actually. Steam Frostpunk. Yeah, 2 hours exactly. I need to play it again sometime. What? I've never seen this announcement before. This one's entirely new to me. Look at this. After a polite discussion with a local rival, Dr. Nitro has claimed the position of Queen of the young Boulders of Flukes. Okay. So that tells us something about our civilization. Our civilization is dead. D-E-A-D, dead. Which probably explains why we're not getting any migrants. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to get any migrants. This is doubly annoying as well because now it means that Dr. Nitro is going to do even less work than he already was doing because he's now declared himself queen. Okay. Peak civilization. Our civilization consists of 10 dwarves, one of them being Queen Nitro, and then however many monster slayers arrive at the fortress and just die in our caverns. Hey, how's it going? It's going pretty good, although our fortress is not in a good space at the moment. It's we're kind of having some difficulties. We're not getting any migrants, so yeah, we're dealing with that. But other than that, it's fine, I guess. Okay, downstairs. No, we should be doing up downstairs. What we're trying to do at the moment is, in order to attract people to join our fortress, we're going to build a tavern. We're making a tavern outside, and what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get people to join our civilization by offering them booze. It is a strategy. It can work. We'll see how far we get with it, but we're not going to have loads of dwarves at any point. That's good. No, that's good. No, right. No hordes of useless children. I mean, yeah, but also no. It means that it takes us forever to do anything because we don't have like a lot of labor. We don't have a lot of dwarves going around that we can just assign to tasks. You know, we're relying on the dwarves that we've got, and we've already lost 2. We've already had 2 dwarves die, got killed by forgotten beasts, and considering that the area that this fortress is located in, that could be quite bad, because it means that it's going to be really difficult to deal with any kind of invasions that we could get. It's going to be difficult to deal with any of our neighbours. We've already pissed off the elves. I don't think we're not at war with them, but we've been pissing them off from the start. So they might decide that they want to take a crack at us, and you know we don't have a military, right? We don't have anything like that, so we're relying entirely just on being able to close the fortress up. What's the biome? It's a savage biome. It's a temperate one, forested. So it's not a bad biome, it's a pretty good one. We've even got access to a brook. So yeah, that's not the difficult part. The difficult part is entirely down to our neighbours. So we've got a lot of interesting neighbours. Savage wilds, untamed wilds. There you go. That's the one. So it's not like an evil biome. It's not a good biome. It's just it's a decent biome. But I'll show you the neighbor situation. So these are our neighbors. We've got goblins to the west and to the northwest. We got a shitload of elves to the west as well. We've also got some dwarves here in this dwarven settlement. You can see here, they're not our civilization, though, it's a different civilization. We've got a different elven civilization here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 necromancer towers. So yeah, this borders 7 different necromancer towers, which is kind of the difficult part. That's why we embarked here. Although we didn't have any invasions for a while. It's been a while since we had any zombies turn up. Right, okay, let me just have a check. Okay, our civilization can't be dead. Our civilization can't be dead. We should also still get at least 1 more migrant wave. We've only had 1 migrant wave. We should eventually get a second one at the very least. Our civilization isn't dead. It's not a dead civilization. It's a struggling one. So we do have that to contend with. We're never going to get many migrants, but we should get at least 1 more migrant wave. It just depends when that's going to be. Could be probably spring next year, possibly autumn. Autumn is another date when it could be. At the moment it's summer, but summer's ending soon. We're also never going to get any trade. I don't think we'll ever get an outpost liaison showing up at our fortress. But we will, or we should probably get at least another migrant wave, he says. I'm kind of holding out hope for that. Okay, how's the construction stuff going? We're making lots of brass tables, we're making lots of brass chairs, we've got brass sarcophagi. That is slowly being smoothed out over there. Are we mining down here yet? No, we still haven't mined down here. They can get over there though, can't they? Hmm. Right. Sorry, I'm just messing with the settings in the Dwarf Fortress real quick. So I'm just telling my miners that they're not allowed to handle stuff anymore. They're only allowed to dig and construct things, which is all I want them to do at the moment. Okay, it looks like another one of our slayers has died. So we've lost another monster slayer, probably killed by troglodytes. No, it looks like he got killed by a helmet snake. I think he did anyway. Oh no, he's still alive. It was a different dwarf. A different dwarf has died. Oh no, it's a human. Human Hammerman has died. What was his name? The Hammerman. He must have died ages ago. Oh, he was attacking troglodytes. Okay. That's the other thing as well about this location. Our fortress is teeming with troglodytes. Like, if we go to the caverns here, just look how many corpses there are just scattered around the place. This is because troglodytes keep appearing in our fortress, and our monster slayers go into the caverns to go fight whatever they can find, and they just get into fights with like massive hordes of troglodytes, and yeah, they then end up getting killed. We have a whole bunch of them in cages as well. We have like you can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 troglodytes in cages. We've got giraffes in cages. We've got naked mole dogs, honey badgers, just all sorts of other things. We've got some other stuff in cages. We've got 2 dingoes, but not a breeding pair. We've also got a lot of kittens, which is dangerous. We need to get rid of them. Do cave spiders produce silk in cages? I've forgotten. No, they don't. I don't think they do. If we ever get more dwarves, then I will eventually set up a silk farm. At the moment, I don't really need to. I've already got a way of producing clothing, which is adequate. My method of producing clothing is to have monster slayers join our fortress, then they die in the caverns, and then my dwarves get to scavenge whatever clothing they can find off of the corpses. And it's worked so far. So you know, no complaints there. Yeah, okay, he's still constructing rock blocks. We can probably tell him to cancel that. We don't need to have any more rock blocks. We've got plenty of them now. Nothing wrong with some pigtails. Yeah, we can do pigtails as well. It's not like anyone is going to trade with you. No, we trade with the elves. We trade with the elves plenty of times. The music is from Age of Empires 2. Age of Empires 2. It's the full Age of Empires soundtrack. We're actually going to have to switch soundtracks in a bit because it's almost completed, this one is. We'll go with like the Elder Scrolls soundtrack next. Oh, also Nitro has told us that we're not allowed to export anything. That was the 28th of Malchites. Yeah, we didn't attract any migrants. Search. No, that was spring. That was the spring announcement. I don't remember it being this good. Maybe the PS2 had some awful version of it. Maybe. I mean, it's a possibility. Every time I watch someone play this game, it boggles me beyond comprehension. It can be a bit of a confusing game, right? It can definitely. The UI doesn't help. It's got archaic controls, and there's a lot of issues with it there in that respect, and just all sorts of things. But once you kind of get to grips with it, it just kind of makes sense, and at that point, it's not such a hassle. You just kind of gotta plug away at it, I guess. Eventually, you'll get it. Yeah, the UI is the main problem. I thought about it in the past. I thought about making some YouTube videos just on how to do different things in it. And I know that there's like a shitload of YouTube tutorials for this game. Like, I wouldn't be the first person to make a Dwarf Fortress tutorial, but I thought about maybe making one that was like really, really simple. So split up into different videos. So there'd be like, the first one would literally just be how to set the game up. Second video, how to generate a world. Third one, how to embark in a place. Fourth one, how to set up a farm, that kind of stuff. You know, without kind of telling people what to do too much, but just maybe doing something like that. I don't know. Would people be interested in that? Because it's something I've considered doing. I've considered just setting something like that up, and if you know, if people would be interested, then maybe I'll do it. Because I know that there are a lot of people who watch this stream who've never played this game before, but they kind of want to. I think that's kind of common. Because it is intimidating, 100%, especially when you download it and you're using like the ASCII art and stuff like that. It's a real pain in the arse. Although nothing is happening in this one, I'm afraid. It's kind of a slow, quiet one. We just had a whole shit. We just had loads of. Oh, now we're getting haunted by the ghosts of the bloody idiots who keep dying in our fortress. Oh, okay. Let's set up some more sarcophagi. I'm autistic because Maximus in this game is too much for me. I mean, you kind of got it when you were playing it though, Jake. I mean, I think you could get it. Like, I don't think it's beyond you. But it's like you said, you know, you enjoyed RimWorld more, right? And that game doesn't require anywhere near as much investment into it in order to kind of do it. I've played this game for years. Like, I played this game for ages and ages and ages. So for me, I've already passed that, but I can totally get it. I can get why, you know, you wouldn't want to spend a lot of time learning or playing a game like this when games like RimWorld exist, which just don't, which can let you do many of the same things, but you don't have to, you know, you don't have to wrestle with the UI or anything like that so much. Although, to be honest, I could never get myself into RimWorld. It's not a game that I've played much of. It's just something about it. It never really appealed to me. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know what it is about it. I love these sorts of games. These are my favourite kind of games in the world. I played so many of these games when I was younger. Maybe I have too much empathy for RimWorld. Seriously? You think I have any empathy for any of the people in my... Oh, okay, what is the... Okay, our esteemed queen. Our esteemed queen, Dr. Nitro, has said that we're not allowed to export buckets and we're not allowed to export high boots. So yeah, Queen Nitro has decided that we're not allowed to export these things. Okay, right. They're almost getting there with this construction. It's just taking them a long time to do it. They'll get there eventually. Once they're done, they'll be done, and then we can move on to other things. We still actually need to do the roof as well, though, because we need to do the top layer of this so that it's protected from all the elements. We also need to build this bridge. This bridge hasn't been built yet. It's been designed, but I think because we've got this guy constructing brass tables and thrones, he hasn't had an opportunity to actually construct the brass bridge. Because we're making the bridge into the tavern out of brass, which is obviously a really good material to make a bridge out of. You know, that notoriously strong metal brass. Yeah, you can come join our civilization. Omsos Mistradumkos, the human pikeman. He's arrived in our fortress to go kill some stuff. The population of monster slayers in our fortress is almost as high as the population of dwarves. Yeah, we're making all the furniture out of brass. When are we going to see some minecarts? I did think that we could use some minecart stuff in this fortress, right? But like, there's no point at the moment. What would be the point in setting up a minecart network for a fortress that has 10 dwarves in it, right? Like, they might as well just carry everything. I guess I could give them wheelbarrows. Maybe we'll make some wheelbarrows. I might have already done this actually, but we'll make like 10 wheelbarrows. We're making wooden cages. We'll make wheelbarrows as well. Maybe we can make the wheelbarrows out of brass. Yeah, wheelbarrows are always good. But no, we won't make brass ones. I think we'll leave it on the brass wheelbarrows. Okay, so I can see some dwarves. They're carrying the wood. They're making the wood floor in here. They're going to be making all that kind of good stuff. Okay. So yeah, they are slowly coming on. We can't actually place any tables or chairs in here though. We need to. This is what I mean. We need to build a roof before we can even do any of that. So let's start constructing the roof, and we'll make the roof out of blocks so that we can complete the kind of stone look. So we should have enough blocks. I hope. We might not, but we'll see. Um, 80 blocks needed for this. Gabbro blocks, mica blocks, marble blocks, microline blocks. Oh, yeah. I don't want to use hornblende blocks because they're like a weird color. I think hornblende is like blue. No, it's kind of red, isn't it? Hornblende blocks would be red. You know what? We'll just use normal stone. We'll forego using any more blocks. We'll just use the rest of agonise in order to do this. We can get more dead easy. And we'll do the same here. 24 gneiss. It's going to take them ages to carry it up to the surface, but they're already taking forever to do it anyway. So, what's a little bit more of a hurdle? I'm trying to think just if there's anything else I could talk about whilst waiting for this to get done. Okay, let me think. I want to do more painting streams. I don't know if anyone remembers that. I did one ages and ages ago, right? And I want to do another one. I'm still working on my Sisters of Battle models. I think that they're coming along. I'm not particularly happy with them. I think I could do a lot better. But, you know, maybe I'll do some more of that. That's something I need to do. Someone should remind me to do that and I'll do it. And just kind of being lazy on it. I need to get it done. Alright, yeah. They're almost done on here. Once they've done the roof, we can then start designating this. Oh no, it's just a ghost. Okay, cool. Hate me like one of your French girls. Sorry, I just saw the message that something had risen and I was worried that it was like a zombie or somehow a necromancer had snuck into the fortress, but no, it is actually just a ghost, so that's fine. Also, there's a corpse here. Miasma. Who's Onek? Oh, one of the monster slayers died up here? Okay, let's just dump his corpse. Actually, no, we don't really need to dump his corpse, do we? Oh, never mind, someone's already taken it. Into the dump it goes. This guy's really miserable. She is frustrated after being unable to... Oh god. Basilius Bass, you're just a complete mess at the moment. Of course there is a corpse. Where'd you think ghosts come from? John Brown did nothing wrong. Hey Kiara, welcome. We're just playing Dwarf Fortress today. We're not doing anything too spectacular. It's kind of a mess though. Like our Our fortress has got 10 dwarves in it. At this point, it should have, by my estimation, about 40. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. We keep inviting monster slayers into our fortress. They keep dying. We're trying to build a tavern outside, but it's taking a very long time for that to get done. We're worried about zombie invasions. We haven't constructed enough defenses to deal with the zombie invasion if it happens. And we've already had zombie invasions, but so far we've been kind of fortunate with how they've gone. But we might not be fortunate next time. When I say zombie invasions, what I mean is the game like announced that the zombies had arrived, and then I go and look at them, and it turns out that for the game, a zombie invasion consists of a single zombie. Can I field a quick politics question despite it being the Dwarf Fortress stream? Yeah, sure you can do if you want. I don't mind answering questions. Anybody who sees this on YouTube will be confused though, because I only upload Dwarf Fortress stuff on YouTube. But yeah, if you got a question, I can try and answer it. Okay, cool. What's going on down there? That's going on down there. Wait, is this still not mined out? Hold on. Are we that far behind on our mining? Oh. Yeah, our miners are really unhappy at the moment. Also, the soundtrack's ended. Oh no, there it is. No, they're still set. They are still set to be mining. They've just been too busy crafting stuff to do any mining. I've had zero insight into Brexit for the past month. When are we leaving, and when we leave, will there suddenly be customs on packages sent from UK to the EU? I want to order some stuff from the UK. You should be fine. We are officially leaving on the 31st of January. So that's going to be the date when Britain leaves. But once it's left the EU, it enters what's called the transition period, right? So from the 31st of January up until December 2020, Britain's going to be in the transition period. So from that date till December, things should carry on mostly the same as they already were. So if you're trying to send stuff by post, you should be fine. I can't guarantee it, but you should be fine. It should be okay. It'll be after December 2020 when things will really change. Like that'll be when it really impacts it, and that's when just make, because I know you're in Sweden. Just make sure you've got everything sorted by December 2020. Would be or before then, like I don't know, like October, because that's when it's all going to become a big thing again. But for now, you should be fine, because we leave on the 31st of January, but then we enter the transition period. Yeah, it's not, the post arriving should be fine. It's more about it'll be more about customs and any duties that you have to pay on imports and stuff like that, which is going to be the stuff that isn't settled. But the rules that apply now should continue to apply, as far as I understand it, until December of 2020. I don't know the exact date in December as well. I can find out for you, but I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. There is the possibility that that date could be extended, but I wouldn't count on it. I really wouldn't. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Hopefully that solves it for you. Okay, they still haven't built the upstairs there. Construct building. We're still making the brass sarcophaguses. Okay, this has now been fully smoothed out. Let's build some more burial receptacles in here. So we'll make these brass sarcophaguses so that we can bury at least some of the people who have died in our caverns inside our fortress. Oh, actually, I just realised. Bollocks, okay. Build N. Alright. So for this game, what is the end goal if there is one? There isn't really an end... Wow, you have exceptional timing on questions. That is really good. The end goal is to survive. the aim is to survive the zombies, and look who just arrived. So the dead walk, and let's see how many have shown up. Not many. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 zombies have arrived in the fortress. We now need to close the entire fortress down. We're going to have to suspend construction of our inn, and we're going to have to tell everybody to get inside ASAP. So let's set up the alert real quick. So we go to W. We have this here. This is the panic bunker. We're going to send everybody into the panic bunker, and we're going to tell them that they have to stay inside it. So yeah, where is it? Military? No, yeah, it is military, and it's under alerts. Everybody. Okay, so everybody should now be on panic bunker alert. If we unpause real quick, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of notifications saying that a bunch of orders have been forbidden. That's because they're no longer allowed to do anything outside, so they're all going to go inside. So we now unpause the game and we let time run its course. Thankfully, it should take the zombies a little bit of time to get close to the fortress, so we've got time for all of our people to flee inside. We're going to start closing the fortress down. First of all, we'll start with the main entrances. Okay. So what is your current goal in this save? This game still looks too much like interacting with a CIJ, which I do enough at work. Well, the current goal in this one is like I say, we want to try and survive, and what I would hopefully like to do is, well, one thing you can do in this game is we're not restricted to just staying here, right? We can't see the other sides, like I can't go visit them and show you the fortress here, but we can send people to the towers. So what I would like to do would be for us to burn down the necromancer towers. At least one of them. I'd like to burn down at least one of them. So that's kind of the end game goal. That's like the really end game goal. Okay, so this dwarf here, I don't know why he's carrying this rock all the way home. Please just drop it. In fact, I'm not even going to let you carry the rock. I'm going to make you drop it. So I'm going to make this forbidden. You have to... pause, yeah. That's the reason he's being so slow. I need him to drop it because at the moment he's not inside. He's not anywhere safe. And I need him to get past this bridge here and pull this lever. So... until he's done that, the fortress isn't safe. Oh, come on, I just forbid it. You shouldn't be allowed to carry it if it's forbidden. Okay. He should still be going faster than the zombies should. It'll take the zombies a little while to path their way over here, and the zombies will also try and path their way into anything that they can kill. So if there's any like animals on the surface, they'll hunt the animals on the surface, which gives us time. It gives us plenty of time, actually. So we just need this idiot to get past this lever, and then we can pull it. And then once we pull the lever, we're all set. The fortress is closed, and the dead cannot get inside the fortress. And then we just need to figure out a way of getting rid of them from inside the fortress. But we'll be safe. We won't lose any dwarves, which is the main thing. I don't want to lose any. I don't want to lose any dwarves. And I'm getting spammed with notifications because there's some dwarves trying to do tasks which they're not able to do. But once this lever is pulled, it'll all be fine. It'll all be good. The dead are not in the corridor yet. Alright, cool. Pull this lever. Just anybody. It doesn't matter which dwarf does it. Just any of them. I need one of you to pull this lever. Actually, let's make sure that they are burrowed, so that they... Yeah, okay, that lever is covered by the burrow. And literally any dwarf, doesn't matter which one. Oh my god. Do the task now. This is the highest priority task, is pulling this lever. Just come on. Any dwarf. There we go. Okay, it's pulled. The lever has been pulled. The fortress is now locked. We can turn the alert off. So we go here, go to alert, inactive, and the fortress is closed. The zombies can't get into the fortress anymore. We should be fine, unless there's any holes in the walls or anything like that. But we're safe. We're safe from the zombies. The zombies are going to mill outside for a bit. Oh, actually, one nice thing that's going to happen is we're going to keep getting these monster slayers arriving on the map. So, with any luck, we'll just have enough monster slayers show up that they'll just be able to kill all of the corpses for us. I wouldn't count on the idea, but it is a possibility. In fact, you can see one here. There's a monster slayer here. He's just arrived on the map recently. Moma's Daradethel. He's a mace dwarf. I don't know if he's even got any skills or anything, but yeah, you can join the fortress. He's going to come and he's going to path his way, and you can even see that the zombies are moving towards him as well, because they just chase anything that's alive on the surface of the map, and he is the only living thing on the surface except for a bunch of giant turtles. So, yeah. In fact, yeah, it's been a bit laggy. I think we got too many animals in cages, but... Where did he go? Did he go down here? Why is he going that way? He's not going to get into the fortress there. The bridge is closed. Okay, we will be able to deal with this. We can definitely get out of this. There aren't that many zombies. There's only a handful. We can. What we'd be able to do would be to set up some bridges, and we can crush them with bridges. That's how we'd probably fix it. Oh, the dwarf that was found dead is one of the monster slayers. Like, our fortress has had like thousands of monster slayers walk into the fortress, and they all just come down here and die. Basically, you can see like all the corpses over here where they've just where they've done exactly that, right? Like, they just show up in the fortress, they arrive, then they get torn to bits, and then more monster slayers arrive. We've had so many monster slayers in the fortress, it's ridiculous. Though there is a cave crocodile right there, and that's really scary. But we should be fine. Oh no, come on, don't try and attack the cave crocodile. Oh, great. Which dwarf is this? That's one of our actual dwarves bleeding to death because of a cave crocodile. Our stonecrafter. The left lower leg is cut open. Do we have any monster slayers around? Well, this guy's monster slaying. He might path over to it. The cave crocodile is in a state of shock at the moment, so oh no, never mind. I think he just bit the dwarf and then is fleeing. Oh well, I think that might be something that we have to resolve later. Yeah, it looks like he's going away. This dwarf will be fine eventually, I'm sure. Her leg is cut open, but that's fine. You know, she just had a little bit of a run-in with a cave crocodile. There's nothing to be concerned about. You'd think that one of our many monster slayers would be able to deal with it. In fact, here, look, a hammer dwarf has been found dead. Alright, anyway, I'm going to pause the game here. I think that I'm going to leave it for today. It's a little bit of a... It's not been a long stream. I know we don't do very long streams at the moment, but... you know, I'll be streaming some stuff. I'm going to stream some other stuff as well. We'll be streaming some other video games, and we'll be doing the other stuff that we do. So... let's have a look and see if there's anybody that we can like raid or anything like that. I don't know that there is really. I think we might just leave it at that. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll be back with more Dwarf Fortress on Friday, or possibly earlier than that, depending on how I feel. And if you haven't seen it already and you want to know what's happened before this, the VODs are all on YouTube for this. So all of the Dwarf Fortress videos are on YouTube at the moment. So you can check them out there. Make sure to go to YouTube and subscribe. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. But if you do want to check them, they're all there. And I'll see you guys later, and have a good one. I'm going to go make some food and have a lie down. And hopefully, next time I come back to this, we'll have some kind of plan of action for dealing with this menace. I'm sure I'll come up with some ideas. So we'll just save the game and make sure that this goes through. Alright, yeah, I'll see you guys later, have a good one, and thanks for watching, and goodbye.